Tigers hosting the Orioles, and the Orioles are minus 130 on the money line. The Tigers are plus 110. The over-under is 7.5 runs. The Orioles laying a run and a half on the run line are plus 135, meaning if you bet them that way, they must win by 2. And the Tigers getting a run and a half on the run line are minus 160, meaning if you bet them that way and they win this game outright, you win. They lose by 1, you win. And this is round number 2, the rematch of Rodriguez versus Rodriguez that we saw on April 23rd. Grayson Rodriguez went 5 shutout innings, and the Orioles won that game 2-1 in 10 innings. And Eduardo Rodriguez in that game, not to be outshined, went 7 shutout innings, and they lost that game 2-1 in 10. So talk about having a great pitcher's duel from 2 young pitchers, and the bullpen ultimately blew it for one of them. Now, head-to-head, the home team is 7-3. The Orioles are on a 5-game winning streak against the Tigers. These teams are 5-5 against each other in their last 10. The favorite has won the last 5 games that they've played against each other. The favorite is 8-2 on the money line, and the favorite winning these games by 2 runs or more, laying a run and a half, is 6-4. There have been 3 one-run games in their last 10 meetings. The last game that they played, which was not the last game they played, the game before the last that they played, which was the one that these guys pitched against each other, was one of them. And it was 2 out of their last 4 games ended 2-1. The under is 7-3 in their last 10 meetings, and the under 7.5 runs is 7-3. The oddity was the game that they played yesterday where the Orioles won 7-4. The game before that was when these guys pitched against each other on April 23rd where the Orioles won 2-1. The game before that, the Orioles won 5-1. And the game before that, the Orioles won 2-1. All of those games that I just read off were this season. Now, for the Orioles, they are 9-1 in their last 10 games. They are absolutely on fire, and they are 3-1 in their last 4. We've had 9 runs, 14 runs, 8 runs. All of those games were against the Red Sox, and then 11 runs. They scored 5 runs in a win, 6 runs in a loss, 6 runs in a win, and 7 runs in a win. For the Tigers, they are on a 2-game losing streak. They're 4-6 in their last 10, and they are 2-2 in their last 4. We've had 6 runs, 7 runs, 8 runs, and 11 runs combined in their last 4 games. They scored 4 runs in back-to-back games when they won against the Brewers. Then they scored 2 runs in a loss against the Brewers, and then they scored 4 runs in a loss against the Orioles. If the Orioles score more than 4 runs, seemingly, they're going to win this game. I'm going to take the Orioles with the money line. I am going to take the Tigers getting the runs in this game, and considering that both of them have been kind of scoring a little bit in this game, I'm going to go over ever so slightly. These are just my picks. If you disagree, please go with your gut, and please bet responsibly.